Hi guys, Neil Waterhouse. Over the last 25 plus years of selling on eBay, we've tested a ton of different eBay store names to see which eBay store name and eBay usernames get the most sales. And the difference between a bad name and a good name can be a difference in sales of over 400%. What we see over and over is an eBay store name that quickly gives buyers the feeling of trust and quality gets more sales than an eBay store name that gives potential buyers the feeling of cheap and nasty. And the good news is, it doesn't take a ton of time and it's free to quickly find an eBay store or account name that quickly gives your eBay buyers the feeling of trust and quality, as I'll show you in this week's quick video. And I'll also show you how to change your eBay username. If anybody new to this channel, my name is Neil Waterhouse, and I've been selling online full-time for over 25 years. I'm the author of $1 Million eBay Business from Home and creator of Dropship Formula. So let's launch straight into it. Your eBay username must attract buyers and not push them away. Your eBay username is extremely important if you are or you wish to be a full-time seller on eBay. Your eBay username needs to quickly give potential buyers the feeling of trust and confidence, not a feeling of cheap and nasty. Put yourself in the shoes of an eBay buyer. Let's say the buyer wants to purchase, say, an office chair. The buyer searches eBay and sees two sellers selling the identical office chair. One eBay seller has a username of, say, Joe's Reject Store, and the other eBay seller has an eBay store name like David Jones. Which seller do you think most buyers are going to choose if everything else is equal? From our split testing of usernames over the last 25 plus years, most eBay buyers, when everything else is equal, will choose to purchase from the seller that gives them the feeling of trust and confidence. In the land of traditional bricks and mortar stores, popular names that give the feeling of trust and confidence in Australia are David Jones, in America Nordstrom, in the UK Harrods. These names give most people the feeling of trust and confidence. Names that for most people that do not give the feeling of trust and confidence are names like a reject shop, a discount store, a variety store, a bargain bazaar, a $2 shop, etc. Whatever eBay username you have now, simply get it surveyed. It costs nothing to get your eBay account name surveyed. Simply go to half a dozen of your family and friends and ask them if your eBay username gives them the feeling of trust and quality. Ask them to give you an honest answer and tell them to not worry about hurting your feelings, as it's very important that they give you an honest answer. If they come back to you and say that eBay username that you have now gives them the feeling of trust and confidence, awesome. But if it doesn't, simply change your eBay username. eBay allows you to change your username at any time and it costs nothing to do so. However, you can only change your eBay username once every 30 days. So the next question that normally comes up from my students is, how do I choose an eBay username that gives the feeling of trust and confidence? Here is a simple method. It sounds crazy, but we've split tested this strategy a gazillion times over the last 25 plus years. To cut a long story short, Westerners like and trust European names. Simply go to a free online German or European dictionary or thesaurus and scroll through until you see a name that gives you the feeling of trust and confidence. The crazy thing is, even if the translation from, say, German back to English is, say, dog's breakfast, it doesn't matter. Most Westerners trust European names, especially if the word has an omelette in it, i.e. the two dots above the letter. As an example of a European name, Edison's have a brand name called Baumer. Another example of a European name is Häagen-Dazs ice cream. Most people think Häagen-Dazs is European, however, Häagen-Dazs is an American ice cream brand established in the Bronx in New York in 1960. Another big bonus of this European name strategy is that quite often the domain name, i.e. www.xyz.com, for that European word is available. So if you also wish to set up a website later on, i.e. a Shopify store with the same name as your eBay store, this strategy can save you a ton of time trying to find an eBay username or an eBay store name and a website domain name that are all available. To change your eBay username, click on My eBay, then Account, then Personal Information, then click the Edit hyperlink next to your existing eBay username. Now you can enter your new eBay username that you want, and if it's available, eBay will instantly change your eBay username. If you also want to know how to increase eBay sales by a factor of 16, make sure you watch this video up here, and I'll put a link at the end of the video and below. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment section below. Until next week, stay safe, listen more, sell more. This is Neil Waterhouse.